Okay, guys, it's Miss Long back again, and I just wanted to share this as a reminder of what we were doing before we left for break. We talked a lot about adding and subtracting double digit numbers. And this is kind of for your parents too, because these are new ways of adding and subtracting that when we grew up, we didn't learn in school. So, the new ways are all about really using place value to help us really understand how to put numbers together and how to subtract. So this is an example. This is 32 plus 43. And I'm just going to show a couple of the strategies that we were working really hard on before we left for break, which you guys are masters at, but this will help your parents moving forward too. So when we look at the number 32, we like to underline our tens and put dots under our ones. That kind of helps us keep organized and helps us really think about what each number means. So one of the first ways that we worked on was to create a tower under each number. So the number 32 is actually made up of three tens, 10, 20, 30, and two ones. So that's a tower under 32. When we go to make a tower of 43, we need to make four tens. That's what that number tells us. And then we have three ones. So we put our three ones. Now, when we go to put these two numbers together, we're putting all of our tens together. And this gives us 40, 50, 60, 70. And now we're going to put our ones together. So we have 3 plus 2, which you guys know is 5. So all together, we have 75. Okay? Can you get me a tissue, sweet, so I can erase the board? Sure. Caden wanted to say hi again. She's going to get me a paper towel. Yes, please, so I can erase the board. So this strategy is called towers. Now, you'll notice that in this problem, when we added our ones together, it was less than 10. So we did not have to regroup anything to make another 10. So the first problems I'm going to show you are ones where we don't have to do any regrouping with our tens. They're just going to be where the ones are under a 10. Thanks, babe.
So you can wipe it down with the wet one.
Thanks. Hopefully the dry one will work.
I remember saying when you're done, you
Plus 43 was our problem. So another strategy that we used when we were doing this is a strategy called sidewalk, and it's really efficient, which means it doesn't take as much work and we can be really accurate with it. So when we're doing sidewalk, we're first going to look at our tens. So in this number, this is actually worth 30 because it's 32. And we're going to look at our tens from over here. So that's actually worth 40. We're going to put those two together and we get 70. Okay, then we're going to move to our ones and we're going to add our ones up. So here we have 2, and that's in the ones place, so it's really just worth 2. And over here we have 3. And when we put those together, we get 5. And then we have 70 and 5, which makes 75. Same answer that we got with the first strategy we used. Okay, now we're going to erase that. We're going to try a strategy called stringing, which is another really efficient strategy. But you'll see how I have my tens underlined and dots under my ones. That's going to help me stay organized as I string my numbers together. So we're going to pull down this 30 and we're going to pull down this 40 together like that. It's called stringing because those kind of look like they're strings, drawing the numbers together. So we've got 30 plus 40, which we know is 70. We have 2 plus 3, which we know is 5. So altogether we have 75. Okay, that's stringing. Another strategy that the kiddos really like to use is drawing a picture of base 10 blocks. Now, base 10 blocks, we started first with using actual base 10 blocks. And these are the ones. So they're like little cubes. This is a 1. And then there's rods, which are sticks of 10, since in math we like to organize in tens and ones. And then there's also hundreds blocks, which when we move up into working with triple digit numbers, we'll think about these. So if you're going to use base 10 to solve this problem, you would do 3 10s for this, for 30, and then 2 1s. And then underneath, you're going to draw 43. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to put all of these together. We're going to put our 10s together, and then we're going to add on our 1s. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. Now, when we did this, we talked a lot about staying organized and making sure that our work is not sloppy ploppy, right, you guys? We can't make our 1s real teeny tiny. We have to have a really clear picture of what we're doing so that we make sure we get the right answer. So this is an example of a base 10 pick. The other strategy that we looked at was just a traditional algorithm. And this comes last because I really want kids to understand what exactly is happening. I don't want them to just memorize a pattern. I want them to know what they're doing with the numbers. Lots of your kiddos, if you tell them 2 numbers, 2 double-digit numbers, they can add them in their heads now without even having to work on paper because they really understand numbers and what each digit represents and means, which is really, really important for math. So the next thing is the traditional algorithm that we grew up learning. So we'd write 32 plus 43. Okay? When we add these together, we're going to add our 1s. So 3 plus 2 is 5. And then 40 plus 30 is 70. So we have 75. Okay? So that is when we do not have to regroup. So this time, I'm going to change our problem, and I'm going to make it a little bit harder because you're going to notice we're just going to change the 1s place for now in our numbers. We're going to leave the 30 and the 40, but we're going to add over here, we're going to put 5, and over here, we're going to put 6. Now, your kiddos will be able to look at this and say, ooh, I know that we're going to have to do some regrouping because 5 plus 6 is 11, and that's bigger than 10. So there's going to be some regrouping involved with this problem. So we're going to look at those same strategies, but this time they require some regrouping. So for 35, first we're going to build our tower. Okay? So we're going to build a tower of 35. 10, 20, 35. Now we're going to build a tower of 46, and 46 is made up of 4 10s and 6 1s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 6. Okay? You're going to put all your 10s together. So we're going to add up our 10s. And we know that's going to be 70. If you're not sure, you count them. And then when you put 5 and 6 together, you get 11. So now you have to put 70 and 11 together. And what we did was we looked at 70 plus 10 plus 1, which is 81, because you have 7 10s here. And this is another 10 and a 1. So 81. A lot of the kids don't even need to do this work anymore. And some still do, and that's okay. It just depends on where they are with their number sense. Okay, so that's how we use towers when we have to regroup. Now, when we look at sidewalk, we call this one. When we look at sidewalk, remember, we're going to look at the 10s from this number. So we're going to pull this out, 30 plus 40. So we're putting our 10s from here and our 10s from here together. And we get 70. And then we're going to pull our 5 1s and our 6 1s. And we know that's 11 because 5 plus 5 is 10. And 1 more would give us 11. So now we have 70 and 11. That same idea from when we built towers. We actually have 70 plus 10 plus 1, which is 81, because this is 80. And 1 more is 81. Okay, so that's what it looks like with a tower and with sidewalk. Let's look at this one with stringing. Okay, so same thing. I've underlined my 10s and dotted under my 1s, so I keep that straight. This is not a 3. This is actually 3 10s, which is 30. So we're going to pull down our 10s. We're going to string them together. So this is 70. 5 plus 6 is 11. Now, we have to keep going here because this number still has 10s and 1s in it. So we're going to underline our 10s, dot under our ones, and we're going to keep stringing. So we're going to pull down our 70 and our 10, which is 80, and our 0 and our 1, which is 1. So we get 81. Okay? Now, let's look at that base 10 pick again. So we're going to draw a picture of 35. See how my ones are nice and separate and clear? I can see them. And then under here, okay, we've got our 46. Now, when we go to put these together, we're going to put our 10s together, and then we're going to count our ones on. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81. Now, some of the kids were doing some really cool things. Like when they saw another group of 10, they circled the ones into a group of 10. So they took this 5 and this 5, and they knew that was another group of 10. So they could see that they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 10s, which is 80, and one more 1 down here. Don't forget to add this one. So you have 81. Okay? So, and then when we looked at the traditional algorithm with this problem, that's where we write it up and down, 35 plus 46. And we talked about how these are our 10s and these are our 1s. So when we added 5 and 6 together, we get 11. So the 1 from the 11 goes here, and we carry that 10 up here. Some kids are totally ready for this, and they totally get it. Others were still not super confident with this, and that's okay. It's just where they are with their number sense, and that's okay. Everybody's kind of in different places. So then when you put these 10s together, this is 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. I'm sorry. My family's being kind of loud out there. So then we have 81. Okay? So I hope that this video will help understand some of those strategies for double-digit addition. Tomorrow, I will show you some strategies for double-digit subtraction. But for now, I think that's a really good start. If you want to, at home, you could try adding together 2 double-digit numbers that would be less than 100. You can just get a blank piece of paper out, and you could try any double-digit numbers that you want, or you could try 24 plus 32. Maybe start with that and try all those different strategies we talked about: towers, base 10 pick, stringing, sidewalk, and see if you can use all those strategies. Have your parents try all those strategies too. It's kind of just a fun little thing to keep working on and keep trying. You guys were doing amazing at it already before we left, but just to kind of get everybody on the same page. I know sometimes people will say that math can be really confusing with the new Common Core ways and things like that. So I want to make it less confusing for you. I miss all of you so much, and have fun trying to add together some double-digit numbers. Okay, see you later.